Hi, in this video I'm going to show you the basic layout of the piano keyboard. On the keyboard we have white keys and we have black keys. Notice that the black keys come in groups of 2 and in groups of 3. The white notes surrounding the group of 2 black keys are C, D, and E. If I go up the keyboard to the next group of 2, it's C, D, and E again, but just an octave higher. The notes that surround the group of 3 black keys are F, G, A, and B. F, G, A, and B. And again, up here, it's the same, just an octave higher. F, G, A, B. Now that's something you just need to memorize. You need to memorize that C, D, and E are around the group of 2, and that F, G, A, B are around the group of 3. One way you can remember this is that D is in the doghouse. The group of 2 black keys is the doghouse, and D is in the middle of it. Now let's talk about the names of the black keys. The black keys are special. They're the flats and sharps, and they can have 2 different names. So the key that is in between C and D has 2 names. It can be thought of as a half step above C, or C sharp, or it can be thought of as a half step below D, D flat. It's the same note. It's just got 2 different names, depending on if you're thinking of it being a half step above the white key or a half step below the next white key. So this key is between D and E. So we can either think of it as D sharp or E flat. This key will either be F sharp or G flat. G sharp or A flat, A sharp or B flat. And which name you use will be determined by the music that's around that note. So if you're in a sharp key like E major, then you're going to use names like F sharp and G sharp. If you're in a flat key like D flat major, you're going to use G flat and A flat. And you'll learn more about that as we go through. The last thing I want to show you on the piano keyboard is that it is organized in half steps. The distance between any 2 adjacent or next door neighbor notes is a half step. So between C and C sharp or D flat is a half step. That's a half step. That's a half step. There's no black key between E and F. E and F is what we call a natural half step. Same thing with B to C. That's a natural half step. Now, if you add 2 half steps together, you get a whole step. There's 1 half step. And there's another half step. So from F to G is a whole step. Another name for a half step that's used in a lot of production software is semitone. F and F sharp are 1 semitone apart. F and E are 1 semitone apart. F sharp is a semitone above F. E is a semitone below F. And there are 12 semitones in an octave.